Big breaking news coming in at the top of the bulletin and a major boost to Donald Trump ahead of the presidential elections. Now, what we're learning is that the Supreme Court in the United States has ruled that Donald Trump may claim immunity from criminal prosecution for some of the actions he took as president. This is a huge ruling coming in favor of the Republican candidate for the US presidency. The ruling rejects a decision from a federal appeals court in February that found Trump enjoyed no immunity for alleged crimes he committed during his presidency to reverse the 2020 election results. That's what's coming in when it comes to the Supreme Court's big decision. Now, today's move from the Supreme Court says presidents have immunity for official acts, but not all acts are official, and lower courts must decide which acts qualify for each. The decision will likely further delay a trial on the federal election subversion charges against the Republican candidate, Donald Trump. I'm joined by my colleague Abhishek Jha on the broadcast. So Abhishek, the immortal words of Richard Nixon, when the president does it, it's not illegal, working in favor of Donald Trump.
Well, Ajman, it looks like Donald Trump's ways to the upcoming presidential elections are going way more smoother than probably his rivals may have thought. After the presidential debate that we saw last week, where he did perform pretty well while Joe Biden looked very confused, and the ratings also suggested that he was not performing well and he is much behind than what Trump is. This latest judgment by the court clearly gives a lot more political power to Trump, that also in a way justifies his actions as a president when he was in office. The court clearly says that if, and his defense lawyers, Trump's defense lawyers have suggested to the court that if presidents will be held accountable or responsible for the actions or the decisions that they took while in office, it could very well be a situation where they can be blackmailed by their rivals, that whatever decision you take now, in future we are going to hold you accountable and put you under criminal charges. So that is something that US should not allow. So that was the defense that Trump's lawyers have given. And as for those defense and much more detailed defense, the court has given a ruling. It was divided 6-3, but now Trump has got a lot more political power and prospect, and he is going to fight the election without any legal cases against him, legal hassles against him. The case will, of course, continue. But by that time, most likely the elections will be over, and the bargain that probably Democrats were wanting to have against Republicans and their nominee, their candidate, it's something that they are now really seeing slipping from their hands.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you, Abhishek, that when it came to the election subversion case, the Democrats wanted a conviction before the elections began. But now, even after Joe Biden's bad performance in the debate, the Democrats were also banking on the hush money case conviction, which went against Donald Trump. But it seems that that only boosted his support in the Republican ranks.
Well, I think a 4 or odd case that Trump is currently now being charged and legal process is on. Those cases were pretty small. They were normal criminal charges, some tax evasions, and this hush money affair. That did not have that much potential to stop Trump from that presidential race. The way this case would have, the latest judgment that has in a way given impunity to Trump and his decisions, which the Democrats wanted to, spread in a way that, okay, this person is not fit for the office. He can take some radical decisions which might not be very well for the national security and the interest of USA. That is something the court has ruled over, and they have said that this is something that the president was very much allowed. And as per the Constitution of USA, no president can be charged for criminal charges for the decisions that he took while he was still in office. And when Trump was apparently trying to overturn the decisions in some states, especially in Georgia, by pushing or influencing the officers or that is something that has now been given aside by the court, and Trump is now, at least for some months, at least by the time elections will be held, he's not going to be charged and the cases will be delayed. And by that time, the presidential elections will be over, and neither Trump nor the Democrats will be interested in prosecuting Trump or taking that case further, because the real bargain for Trump or the upcoming general elections will be by then over.
Absolutely. And when it comes to the election subversion case, if Trump is elected as president, then that case will go nowhere because he will be in office and he will be immune from any prosecution, ladies and gentlemen. So the Democrats were banking on this ruling at the end of the day so that the election subversion case could move forward. But now that is likely to be delayed till after the elections. And if Donald Trump wins, if he defeats Joe Biden, he will be immune from all prosecution. And if we even talk about the hush money case at the end of the day, it seems to have only endeared him to more Republican voters as his numbers only went up and he was able to expand his election war chest. Thank you, Abhishek, for joining us on the broadcast.